In September, we took you even further afield to Georgia. The former Soviet state signed a special deal with the EU in 2014. It's meant that today the EU is now Georgia's biggest trading partner. The deal also provides over €100 million a year in funding for reforms to public administration, the justice system and rural development. Well, we met Salome Zourabichvili, who has since been elected the country's first woman president. She told us how she characterises her country and what she thinks the EU deal brings to it.
As an old country with an old culture and civilization, a Christian country that has been its defining character for centuries, and I would say Christianity and wine maybe are the two things that really shape Georgia.
Well, what about Europe then? Where does Europe fit into all this?
All the things that in fact have been denied to Georgia during the Soviet times. Freedom of movement to Europe, which was the dream of every Georgian. Legal system, which of course there was no legal system and there was no justice. Education, free education, real education, as well as the association in terms of agriculture, because here there was no private property. So Georgians, we were very old farmers. We mentioned wine, which was a very old tradition. In fact, Georgia is known as the cradle of wine, had been pushed aside, and really Russians tried, the Soviet regime more than Russians, tried to kill in Georgian what was the real basis for Georgian economy, which was the private property, private farmer, small farmer, family farming, all of what was for centuries what really created the wealth of Georgia and its stability.
Is there a sense that Europe is trying to impose something external on Georgia?
Well, like everywhere else, there is always this fear. And in the global world, this fear has been, of course, intensified in Georgia, a small country as everywhere else, that maybe this big partner could be imposing other interests than its own. But I think that the real progress that we've seen, and in that sense visa liberalization that makes Europe more closer and more easy to understand for the normal citizen, has helped to dissipate some of these fears.